The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave, you know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, you give me all your loving and your turtle doving, all your hugs and kisses and your money too. Well, you know you love me, baby.
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Welcome to my show. Today's special guest will be Bruce Rudolph and his wife, Pam Barker. Welcome to my show.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to be here. Yeah, I appreciate it.
And Bruce, you are the drummer, keyboardist, arranger, and composer. Wow.
That's how I like to bill myself, yes.
All in one word?
Oh, well, yeah, why not? Well, that's a new long word. Yeah, that's the order I consider myself. Drummer first, keyboard second.
Who's on first, what's on second?
Well, there you go again.
Okay. Where were you born and raised, Bruce?
Well, I was born in Minneapolis, up in that area, and spent the first 47 years of my life in Minneapolis, which is a music mecca, right behind New York City and Los Angeles for many decades now.
Where do you live now, then?
Chandler, Arizona, suburb of Phoenix.
Ah,
I had to move down here to find my bride. Thank goodness he came.
about time, eh? Took you long enough, girl. Anyways, while growing up, who influenced you the most? Was it your immediate family, friends, or both?
As far as influencing me to play, it was not family. More than anything, it was a friend of mine down the block who got me into drums.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened. I didn't really get any encouragement from my family to play.
Oh. How old were you when you started to play drums, and how did you get started?
Well, here's the deal. When I was 7 years old, my dad started me on organ lessons because he wanted me to play soothing organ music for him when he got home from work. Then we moved up to a different suburb up in the Twin Cities, and a neighbor got me into drums when I was 9, and that took over because I loved that the most, so that took over, and that's how I ended up being primarily a drummer. But I've done both all my life, keyboard and drums.
Well, keyboard, when did you learn that?
That's what I started. My dad started me on when I was 7.
Both of them. So drummer A, keyboardist.
Yeah.
Aye.
So I'm one of those drummers, I'm one of those rare drummers, and I'm proud of this, that knows music inside and out. I'm not just a drummer who just plays beats and counts off tunes.
Yeah. You are also an arranger. What is that?
That means that if you listen to our music, everything you hear, for starters, is me playing everything. We don't program, we don't buy, we don't download. It's me playing every note of every instrument my way, hearing things the way I want to hear them. Horn lines in and out of Pam's vocals, playing everything to fit her vocals. That's what music arranging is. Sadly, it's a lost art today.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're very good at what you do, and I heard your CD is excellent.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
So, both of your parents, are they into music themselves?
Well, let me preface that by saying, first of all, at 5 months, I was adopted, and my adopted parents, or my mom and dad, no, they weren't musical. My dad liked quiet, soothing music,
Yeah.
and my mom, the only thing she liked music for was if she wanted to dance a polka. Very mean. I saw that, you betcha.
You betcha.
But my biological parents, my biological mother, I think she played piano, maybe, yeah. And I had an aunt who played, her sister, who played piano with Lawrence Welkoffen on back when he was up in the 5-state area up there, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and all that. The hot chick voice, and she played ragtime piano and boogie piano with him. And my theory is that when he went out to L.A. for his TV show, I honestly think he hired Joanne Castle because of my Aunt Helen. That's my theory from what I've heard. And I also had a cousin who played piano with Louis Armstrong and Count Basie that I never met on my biological side.
My stars. I'm proud of you guys. I'm impressed too.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You got music in your blood then.
Yeah, it's in there. I can feel it. I can see it.
You're a variety musician. What does that mean then?
Variety musician. What that means is when I was young and learning to play and playing my first gigs, I was playing a lot of different kinds of music, not just rock like so many young drummers get into. I was into jazz, funk, swing, you name it. Different bands, Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, Buddy Rich, Doc Severinsen, Gary, a lot of different styles. I was able to play a lot of different styles, so I can do a lot of different styles.
That I like variety. Yeah, that's what I like. Don't have to stick to one genre.
Exactly. It gets boring to do one thing all the time, and only one thing.
So what is your personal favorite style of music?
Well, as a drummer, my favorite is driving big band swing and funk.
How long did it take you to start writing? Do you write your own music then?
Well, I'm not a lyricist. I don't write vocal music. I write instrumental music, and I've composed a number of jazz tunes and that too, so I do that, yes. The artists that inspired me the most as a drummer were drummers like Nick Ceroli of the Tijuana Brass, Buddy Rich, Ed Shaughnessy of the Tonight Show Band, Louis Belson, the big band jazzers, Danny Serafine of the band Chicago, Bobby Colomby of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Those are the drummers that really impressed me the most.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Oh my goodness. Did you work with any Canadian groups at all?
I've worked in Canada, but I haven't actually Canada. It's easy for you to say. No, I've played in Canada, but as far as really playing with Canadian musicians, I don't know. Maybe some that I played with were from Canada. I wasn't aware of it if they were.
We'd like to sneak in down here, eh?
Because I think I would have known if I was working with any Canadian musicians, because they probably can only play in the key of A.
Eh? Shall we go on then? Do you do cover songs?
Pam and I together primarily do cover songs, yes.
What were your dreams and goals as a musician in your early years, and how has that evolved as you have grown?
Well, here's what happens. In the beginning, most musicians, when we're young musicians, we think we want to be rich and famous. Like so many young drummers, at one point I wanted to take over for Buddy Rich. I wanted to take over for Ed Shaughnessy. That's when I was young. By the time you get to this point, where you've been doing it a long time, you're just happy to be working. Seriously. And my goals and dreams have not changed. I've always wanted to be the power behind the front person. I have achieved that with Pam, but that's where I always wanted to be. That's why I lean towards working in show bands instead of bar bands and wedding bands. And you get paid much better.
That's true. So you worked with some well-known people in your career. Who, for example, people that...
Well, the ones that the audiences might recognize would be, I worked with Fabian, played drums for him a little bit, the Johnny Tillotson, probably the nicest guy in the world, the Diamonds, Little Darlin', the Stroll, some of those, some lesser-known artists, Williams and Reed, the Indian and White guy, Paul New, and a lot of unknown artists. But I've been very lucky to pretty much work steady my whole career.
Because I have seen you in some shows with several of these people over the years. I knew I recognized you when I saw you.
Maybe. It's possible. I had more hair back then. I was a little skinnier back then. But...
Oh, my stars. How did you and Pam get together and when? How'd you meet?
Well, it wasn't like you might think Pam was visiting her mom. There was a what did you call it? A family night, yeah, where her mom was, and we were both there, and we just got to talking, and it evolved from there. Finding out what she did and what I did, we just started talking on the phone, and it evolved from there, and that was like the end of '02, I believe, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you must
Yeah,
be Irish
16 years ago.
too.
Yeah.
Well, tell me already, was it first, when you first saw each other, was it love at first sight?
Love at first sight, is that what you're asking?
Yes, sir.
No,
Uh-oh.
it wasn't. On either side. On either side. I thought she was pushy and
Hey!
kind of obnoxious and
Pam.
and I thought I don't want to work with her. I'm too good for someone like that. That's what I was thinking. Boy, did I find out I was wrong.
You betcha.
I was so wrong. I'm glad I was.
You're lucky. You're saying that. She's right beside you.
No kidding.
We have,
We're always together. That's just how we live.
that's good. We have a music video right now to play. It's called House of the Rising Sun. Now, Pam, you sing that, right?
Yes.
And did you have to work on that arrangement, composing to get it just right for Pam to sing, Bruce?
Yep, when I do the arrangement, I get in my head what I want to do. I hear horn parts I want to play. So I'll play, get all the parts played in, and I emphasize play, not program, not download, not store-bought. This is played music like we musicians used to do it, not programmed like everything is today. Anyway, I'll get that all played, what I want to play for the song, get all the parts, get the music done, and then Pam comes in, she steps in, and she does her thing to it, and we have a finished product.
Well, we're going to listen.
I tailor my arrangements for her style, with her punches, her
Yes.
dynamics, how she phrases. I tailor my playing to that.
Tailor-made.
Again, that's how they used to do it. It isn't done like that anymore, sadly.
Oh, I'm glad you're still doing it, you know. We're going to play it right
Trying
now.
to keep real playing and real singing alive.
True. We're going to play it right now. We'll be back in a moment.
Many a poor girl and God.
You have been playing both keyboard and drums since you were young. How and why did drums become your first or main instrument?
Well, after playing the organ for 2 years as a kid, and the neighbor interesting me in drums. Drums were cool. They were solid. And what I love about it is, as the drummer, I don't care if I'm working in a duo or working with a 60-piece orchestra. As the drummer, I'm the one that's in control. And believe me, I'm not a control freak or anything, but not by any stretch. When it comes to the music, and I'm playing drums, I'm the one driving the band. Everything I do is what everybody plays off of and works around. So if I'm good, the band is good. If I'm bad, the band is bad. But it's being the most significant part of a band is what really I think I like about playing drums. And it feels good when you play something and you know it came out good, and it just feels good. I guess that's the best way I can explain it.
So you're the catalyst, really.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And boy, as a dancer, those are the guys I always hated when I wanted to dance and they wanted to get out there and do their drum solos. It's, why do we need that stuff?
And I love making, if I was playing a situation where there were dancers and I had a drum solo, I loved making dancers mad. Forget the tempo, forget that. They just start playing a lot of flashy, fancy, fun stuff. And so they get mad and walk up the dance floor. That's why I always gravitated towards show bands.
You're so funny.
But like Buddy Rich says, you come to watch my band, you start dancing, I have you thrown out.
Oh my goodness. Have you met Buddy Rich?
I did meet Buddy. Yeah, I got to meet him and shake his hand and talk for a few minutes, so that was fun.
Oh, that must have been nice.
Long time ago, but it was fun.
Many moons ago. I won't say how long.
Well, actually, that would have been in the early 80s.
Oh boy.
I met him. Yeah.
Oh, he must have been.
He died in 87 is when he died.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But at least you had a chance to meet him.
Yeah.
Well, I got another question for you, doll. You have stated that Pam is your ultimate partner, not only in life but musically as well. What do you mean by that?
Well, remember how a few minutes ago we both mentioned how it wasn't love at first sight, and that's, well, once we started talking on the phone, it just became so natural. I couldn't wait to talk to her again on the phone, and we just grew from there. So personally, we clicked like I've never clicked with anybody. There's just so much about both of us that just ultimately works with each other, and then that translates into our music, because I've never met or worked with anybody who felt music so closely to the way I do. And I think that's why we can work so perfectly together, why her singing and my playing gels so well. It's like when I'm doing an arrangement, I know what she's going to do, where, and how she's going to do it, and it works. So all the way around. That's why I call her my ultimate partner.
And he amazes me that he knows how to do all that. I just am mesmerized most of the time when he walks in with an arrangement and I go to try it and it's just a breeze. It's like it's been there all my life and I've done it 1,000 times his way. It's amazing.
It's like a sculpture, really.
Cuts down on rehearsal time.
Ah, Lord. I said, what are your goals now in music then? What do you see and work for you in your future at this point in your career?
Well, Pam and I have been able to establish ourselves around this area over the last 15, 16 years now, and that's really nice. So our goals are to keep working. We like the bigger venues. We like the big shows. We really love that. And basically to keep working like we are. We'd be great in a Branson-style setup, too. We're working on something like that, too. Figuring something out. So just basically to keep busy like we are.
Well, you've been...
I'm reaching my goals as a musician just working with Pam. So to keep on working.
How long have you two been married?
15 years.
Wow. That's a good long time, eh?
Yeah, we've been together over 16.
Wow. You have been playing, Bruce, for some around 50 years?
Yeah, and I'm only 22.
Wow.
Well,
you go
22
through-
almost 3 times, okay?
You went through a warp, time warp or something like that, or
Yes, yes.
is there a retirement in your future, or do you just want to keep on going and
Well,
going?
when you do something like this, I think anybody who is in a profession that they love, whether it's music or anything, when you're doing what you love, you don't really retire unless you get too old where you can't physically do it. Because if I was going to retire from music, I'd keep playing music anyway. So I guess retire. No, I'll just play it till I can't play anymore,
That's right. Die with your boots on.
or till they get the hook and yank me off stage.
Yada
So,
yada yada. I have another music video to play. This is Rock This Town. Now, where'd you get that song? Is it an
that
oldie?
was Brian Setzer and his orchestra, as he called it, his orchestra. They originally did that. Was it 1982? Something like that. It sounds like it's from the 50s, 60s era.
Yeah,
They
yes.
build it up with all the horns, and we do it a little different. We do the basic sound and feel similar, so people recognize the song, but everything else we totally, our own. And no, I don't use any pieces of anyone else's playing or original songs.
No, I
in my
wasn't going to
arrangement.
ask that.
It's all strictly me from the ground up, every part, every note.
Every original. You're very original.
Some people think I just add parts to the existing. No, it's complete. Everything that comes off of the stage, Pam and I, and on our recordings is only Pam and I. Only her singing, only my playing.
So we're going to listen to it now, and then we'll say goodbye after. We're going to say goodbye this first part. Second part will be played next week, so we'll see you then.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet Godspeed, my love. God is with us always for the rest of all our